welcome to ION S and C Radio. I'm your host, Jeremy. We do this every week. Sometimes I slack, sometimes I don't, but this week I'm on time. So today, though, I have some special guest, and I'll introduce him here in a second. The reason I brought him on, I've been a big proponent of the carnivore diet. I've been doing it since, I think, 2018. And I think it's, great. Obviously, it's not for everybody. I'm not trying to say that, but I just wanted to bring someone on who has a lot of experience with it recently and has got some really good results. And who I'm bringing on is Jason Gaddie. Hey, Jason, what's up?
Hey,
man?
buddy, what's going on with you?
Nothing, man. So, me and Jason were Navy buds and haven't really, we talk on Facebook here and there, but, just really haven't spent a lot of time together. So I just... I saw his story on Facebook. It's an amazing story, and I'll let him get into that. But it's like, holy shit, dude, like this stuff's like legit. Like this carnivore thing actually, because when people see me and they're like, because I wasn't overweight when I started doing it, so they probably didn't, think anything about it. But, when you have stories like yours, it's just like, wow, this shit's like actually is like a miracle.
It's crazy.
Give me a little of your background and background starting from, like your job and then like how, like what kind of health issues maybe you ran into, as you aged, and then start with that.
Well, I was at one point, I'll just kind of cut to the nitty gritty, I guess. At one point I was like 387 pounds.
Holy shit.
And I was in a size 50 pants. And,
man.
One day I was at work and I picked something up off the floor and it weighed, roughly 10 pounds, maybe. And I just felt something in my back just go. And I went to the hospital, took some x-rays, and they said, man, you fractured your back in 2 spots. And I'm like, what? This weighed absolutely nothing. So, maybe 2 or 3 months before that, I had thought, I should start trying to lose weight. So I started trying to clean up a little bit. But, at that point I was like, man, I gotta, get really serious. So, especially, 387 pounds, it was unhealthy. My blood pressure on blood pressure medicine was really, really jacked up bad still. So, I decided to, start dialing my carbs back, and I kind of did a thing, just to, kind of make it fun, I guess. I called it like maybe an 1800 diet, something like that, where I would only eat stuff that you could buy or get around the 1800s. You know what I mean? So I wasn't getting boxes of stuff. So I did that, but I was eating every fruit, every vegetable, meat, stuff like that. And I lost a little bit of weight, and I was doing some walking, trying to, but my blood pressure wasn't coming down. So my doctor said, hey, I hate to tell you this, but we're going to add another blood pressure medicine to you.
Shit.
And so I'm somebody that gets like whatever side effect that you can get from a medicine, like bad, I'm the guy that gets it. I'm the 0.001%. I'm that guy. So, started having a lot of chest pain, and in and out of the ER, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's a protein that they can detect in your blood if you're having a heart attack. There's none of that. It's like my 3rd or 4th time in the ER. They said, you know what, cardiologist wants to see you. We're going to go ahead and do a heart cath on you. And I'm like, what? So, so I'm laying on a table, and they're telling me, like, before I go in, hey, listen, if we have to do a stent, these stents, they're made out of nickel. And I was like, well, that's going to be a problem. I have a nickel allergy. I have to wear special, expensive glasses because, like, if I have nickel to touch my skin, it, corrode, like the skin blisters and stuff. Yeah. So, I'm laying on this table and they're running these rods up they go inside your wrist if they can. And they ran 4 rods up my wrist and shot dye into my heart. The 5th one, they had to go into my groin because my veins had, not collapsed, but, there had been so much problem with high blood pressure that the veins weren't smooth anymore. So they had to go into my groin area for the 5th one, which was just spectacular because at the end they had to have a guy hold that to keep the blood because there's a major artery that goes through there. And while they're doing all this, I said to myself, man, how stupid am I? How dumb is this? I was about 46 at the time. I'm 48 now. Well, I'm 46, 47. And I just said, man, this is stupid. So I really just decided to start looking at other ways, because eating stuff that grows and all natural, all stuff, man, it just wasn't working. I was trying some Diet Cokes, and I don't know if I could say the name brand, but it rhymes with stevia, because I didn't want to do any aspartame or any of that stuff. So I was trying that. I was picking up weight, and so I had to cut all that stuff out. And then I found a couple of doctors on YouTube, and they were talking about, eating keto and ketovore, which is like less than 20 grams of total carbs, not like net carbs, total carbs. Because I was doing that too, and having very little success counting total carbs. Like, oh, there's 80 grams of carbs, but all this fiber subtracts all that, and was getting no success with that.
Yeah.
So one of the doctors I was listening to said, hey, a lot of people need to go less than 20 total carbs. And he was like, me, myself, I have to do no carbs, carnivore. So, I was like, okay, I don't know about giving up all these carbs, but, what carbs can I eat? And of course it was like asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, stuff like that. So I hung on to those 3 or 4 things that are low carb for a while. And I was losing some weight, but it just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
And, also with the fractured back I had, and I'm sorry I'm kind of going all over the place. I've never done this before.
Man.
But with the fractured back I had, it like going to the gym, you can hang it up, dude. I mean, like there's no more doing curls and, picking up plates and taking it over to the leg press and stuff. I mean, I can kind of do a little bit of that now, 2.5 years later, or year and a half later, whatever. At the time, forget it. And I still really have to be careful. So, they were talking about, just trying to get your carbs down to nothing. And so, that's what I did. I was eating, beef and, bacon, chicken and pork chops and all this stuff. And I got like looking more and more into it. And I'm sure as a carnivore and as a person who's in the fitness industry, you're like, yeah, but the meat isn't the main part. You have to really keep an eye on, you have to take in a lot of fat too, because fat is very, very important with carnivore. So eventually I started dialing in that, trying to get more fat in my diet, eating, fatty ribeye mostly, which is super duper expensive. And of course, that. And then hamburger, trying to get as fatty a hamburger as you can, most places anymore. It's like, we've got, I think, was it Sam's or something has like 92% lean, and that's like all they sell. And maybe that was Costco. One of them has like 85% and the other one's like 92%. So it's hard to get that. So I eat, try to add butter and stuff. But here recently, just to kind of try to save money, I've been eating a lot of eggs, and I'll eat like 18 eggs a day, because I don't know that most people know this, but eggs is like, they consider it to be a perfect food. Like it's balanced, protein and fat. So, and it's got a lot of the nutrients you need, because it's got everything it takes to build a chicken inside of it. So that's what your body needs. So, once I got to the point where I was eating straight, and I kind of go beyond carnivore, and I don't know if you wanted to get into like how I lost the majority of my weight. But I think it would be
the fasting.
The fasting. Yeah. So I got COVID in December, and a lot of people have like one of the side effects of having COVID is you're in the bathroom all the time. And I thought, man, every time I eat, I'm in the bathroom like twice. So I decided to myself, you know what, man, I need to probably, because I've been eating carnivore for a while, I need to probably just see how long I can go without eating, just to slow this process down and try to get to where I was feeling like better about myself. So, I went, my first fast was 2 days. It was just a water fast, and didn't consider electrolytes. That came later on. But I did a 2-day water fast, and I felt really good. So I ate 2 days, on the third day I ate, and right back into the bathroom. So I did another 2-day water fast again, or maybe it was 3, and ate, and didn't seem to have any problems after that. So about 2 weeks later, I was thinking, man, I should say, I've looked up more videos from different heart surgeons and stuff on fasting, water fasting, and there's so many incredible benefits to water fasting that that I just decided to take it in another step. Now, to kind of go back, before I did all this fasting and before I started switching to carnivore, my blood work, I'm going to blood work a smidge, my A1C was over 6. My fasting blood sugar was 129. I was diabetic, straight up.
Damn.
So, and I sent you some of the graphs and stuff from Evolt, and they've been in touch with me too. I did another blood test like last week, and I'm down to my A1C is a flat 5, and my fasting blood sugar is 81. So I went from being a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, pretty much by anybody's standards, to normal. And everything, you saw my blood work, everything looked pretty normal.
Yeah.
A couple things were a little high, but I had done a 9-day water fast, and so my body was simply running straight on fat and the protein that it was absorbed from my skin. So it'll throw the numbers off on cholesterol and stuff like that. But I'm not that worried about it because, like I said, I was doing a 9-day water fast. But so yeah, man, I'm down 220, 229.
Let's go.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's do these numbers.
Okay.
So you started at 387.
387.
Right? Something like that?
Yeah, 387.
And you're down to what now?
229.
Holy shit. And so what, and you had a 50, you were wearing a 50.
Uniform pants. Yeah. And then I was rocking some 34 shorts the other day.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's huge, dude. And so give me the time frame. How long did this take?
Oh my gosh. About a year.
Like when did you get serious about it?
Well, I got really serious in December 2021, January 2022. So we're not talking that long ago.
Holy shit. So, and that's when you lost the bulk of your weight.
Yeah. That's when I lost the majority. Yeah. Fasting.
How
I won't, the other half, I lost the first half. It took me a year, and then the other half took me 4 months. 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
So fasting is
it's where it's at.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, if you can ever get to the point of just trying it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was doing 3 days a week, and then I did a couple 9 days, 5 days.
So you're in it.
Yeah. I've done it. Yeah. I've done it a bunch of times. I don't promote it because people get all crazy and shit. They're like, you can't tell people not to eat.
Right, yeah.
And they don't understand. But, you said, I mean, just on the simple fact of, like, not having to think about food,
right.
It's like, because your whole day, like, oh, what am I going to have for breakfast? Now I'm fucking hungry. What am I going to have for lunch? Oh, now I got to make dinner. Like, when you don't have that, you have so much more time.
Right.
And I always felt when I fasted, too, like, I had this hyper focus,
right.
Like, I don't know. I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it. But that's the only word I can think of.
Right.
Like, I could get a lot of shit done in a short amount of time. It seemed like
right. Well, that's all genetic, man. From back in the Stone Age, when you're not eating, and you haven't eaten for a couple of days, your body is like, "Yo, dude, we're gonna have to get ourselves together. We're gonna have to bring our A game because we're gonna have to kill something and eat it."
Right.
So that's just your genetic DNA you're mapping.
Sure. So like, how do you do it now? Like, what's your? Just give me like a week, like starting on Monday and going until Sunday. What do you do as far as food and then fasting and all that stuff? Right now,
I eat 1 meal a day, and like today's meal was 18 eggs. I fried it in ghee, which is a clarified butter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I've got some. I like Kerrygold butter too. So sometimes I'll fry it in that. But tonight was with ghee. So I eat that and I drink water. I'll have coffee some. I have to be careful how much coffee I drink because it just keeps me up at night. So, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, kiss my wife, and go to work and come home. Whenever I come home, that's when I eat. And then I don't eat until the next day when I come home.
Nice.
So, yeah, and, just fasting. Probably 3 days in, start getting a little bit lightheaded, and that's when I start adding salt for the electrolytes and stuff like that.
Right.
And so you got to watch your electrolytes, and
Definitely.
If there's anybody that's trying this, and if they're type 1 diabetic or type 1 type 2 diabetic rather, just keep an eye on your blood sugar, and you're going to see. After a while, if you can do it, obviously you want to keep control of your blood, keep an eye on your blood pressure, or not your blood pressure. Well, yeah, your blood pressure too, but your blood sugar,
too,
because, if it drops too much, you might not be ready for fasting yet, but
Yeah, true.
dude, I'm telling you, man, it's just changed so much. And the thing is too, when you fast, like, everybody thinks, they see these people that have lost a bunch of weight and they think there's a bunch of like loose hanging skin. I've lost 160 pounds. I mean, I've got like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you think it'd be, there's just so many benefits to it. Yeah. But, carnivore changed my life, because it got my body to where I can burn my fat, because it got used to using fat as a fuel source. So
it's awesome. So you think you'll be doing this forever for sure? Right?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is I love potatoes, sweet potatoes. I love all the vegetables. I love all the fruits. It's not that I hate them. I just, for me, they're poison. And the thing is, you saw my chart, and I've sent you everything, how much visceral fat I've lost. And the thing is,
that's crazy.
The thing is like, I don't really work out anymore because I can't, if I go to pick something up and throw my back out, then I'm off work. So, I mean, minimal exercise a day.
I know, the thing I'm always preaching to people, especially starting out, or if you're, a bigger boy or girl or whatever, man, the exercise is one thing. But if you can get your diet dialed in, you'll see so much better results. But people want to, I'm going to outwork this bad diet. You're 200 pounds overweight. You're not going to outwork your diet. No. You're going to have to fucking do a fast or carnivore or something extreme if you want to get any results. But
you have to
people
get
don't want to hear that shit. They think they can just work it. Oh, I'm just going to work out harder. Like, no, ain't going to work.
I'm going to eat all this stuff marked keto. It's got like chemicals in it that have 47 letters in it. And I'm like, that's not ancestral, appropriate. No. I mean, your great grandfather didn't go out and kill a bag of Triscuits and take it home and eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like keto. Yeah. There's just, or whatever. There's just, you got, I mean, it's the KISS method, man. It's the keep it simple, stupid method. Yeah. Just, man, definitely. One ingredient and go with that, So,
for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think, some of the, when you first started, like, what was your biggest challenge, biggest thing to overcome?
Oh my gosh, dude, just the good food that I love to eat. There's food, pizza, like tomorrow, dude, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. When we cheat, we go, there's a place called Gaddie Land or Mr. Gaddie's Pizza or whatever. And it's a pizza buffet. We go over there and it sounds bad. It's a buffet, but I don't bring, a extra large pizza home, put it in the refrigerator and eat on it 3 days. We go over there, do our thing and roll. But just like, there's so many things that I love eating, pizza and chicken wings and you name it, Chinese food, all this stuff, and you have to give that stuff up. You have to like give up things that have vegetable seed oil in it, and just try to eat, just stuff that's just ancestrally I hope I said that word right. Yeah. Appropriate.
I think so. Yeah.
And you just trying to get yourself into that. My wife's like, you've got a lot of willpower. Well, I was on an operating table and they were running rods, dude, like 3-foot rods and 4-foot rods up my wrist. At that point, if that don't make you go, something needs to change, nothing's going to make you change, I know,
that's the thing, man. Like, I hate that a lot of people have to get to that situation to get, fix themselves. But I mean, sometimes that's what it takes.
And the thing is, I legitimately thought that I was trying to fix myself, and my body said to me, "You are not serious enough." And so I dumped the clutch on it, man. 6,000 RPMs. I dumped the clutch and started slamming through the gears because it's just that important,
hell yeah, man. I mean, it's such a big change, though, dude. To be like 230 or whatever, that's like, that's probably your natural weight for your size, right?
I'd like to get down to about 200 pounds because I do still have a little bit of a gut, and I could see my visceral fat still like 6 pounds or something. So I want to try to get as much of that down as humanly possible. So
but you're like 20% body fat, though, right?
Right at 20. I mean, that's not 20 point something. Yeah. So I'd like to, if I get down to 15, 16, something like that. Whatever whatever 300 200 pounds is. That's just a goal in my head, and so we'll see. I won't.
Well, you're close, dude.
I know. I don't think that I'll do another. I might do one more like long water fast, but after that, I might stick to like 3-day water fast. At the max because. Have you talked to your viewers about the benefits that you get after day 1.5 into 2 and 3
I
days.
kind of talked about it. To be honest, I've read stuff on it, but I don't know like what the benefits are. I just did it to do
Right.
it. So I know there's that autophagy or whatever they call it, and all kinds of stuff happens. Go ahead.
What really intrigued me was after 18 hours, your body starts producing stem cells to repair. You go into autophagy, which means you burn up nasty, like you start eating your fat, you get stem cells, and you start producing growth hormone too. So everybody thinks that, there's a rumor going around that everywhere that if you fast, your body is going to start chewing up the muscle. Well, no, because your body needs that muscle for you to go out and kill something. So your body uses the growth hormone to keep your muscle, and the stem cells, like if you have whatever's damaged in your body, these stem cells will start repairing. There's a Dr. Gemnatus or something out of the Galen Institute on YouTube. He talks about fasting, and he is excellent. You'll see a video and you'll think, man, that's an hour and 15 minutes. I ain't gonna watch that. Man, you'll look up and it'll be like over. You're like, what happened? It's just so, I saw that and I was like, I got to check this out. And, I just got a little bit further to go, and I want to get rid of the visceral fat because that's just, man, it's bad for you. But
yeah, for sure. Man.
So
So any advice you got for people starting out?
Absolutely.
Like, what's your biggest key?
First thing I would do is, especially if you have insulin, if you have insulin issues, like if you're type 2 diabetic, is kind of just get rid of everything that comes in a box first. Most people most people that are successful, my understanding is they do pretty much like what I did. They go through just eating the natural foods, one ingredient. What I like to tell people to do is eat on the outside aisle of the grocery store. So you're, hitting produce and you're hitting the meat department and you're getting eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Start there. And then, start testing the waters with removing some certain things. So, a lot of people can't, there's protein in cheese that people, it creates inflammation and stuff like that. So you got to start dialing that stuff back. And then, if you start hitting plateaus where you're not having any more success, well, then you need to start cutting back. And, once you start getting into like eating carnivore, and the magic thing about carnivore is, and a lot of people don't talk about this, when you eat carnivore, you eat until you are completely stuffed. You don't count calories at all. Like, I'll have 2 ribeyes or 2 prime ribs, and I'll look up the weight on that, and it's like, it's like, 3,500 calories or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still have great success. So, the first thing I would do is just get rid of anything that comes in a box, a bottle or any of that other stuff, and just kind of go from there and, learn the new names that they call sugar and stuff like, dextrose and all this thing. They try to hide all that stuff. And just because something's natural doesn't mean it's good for you. Like honey's got more fructose in it than high fructose corn syrup. It's like 85% fructose, which, creates the visceral fat. You just learn as much as you can and figure out what works best for your body. And personally, for me, 1 meal a day, carnivore, straight carnivore, and fasting whenever my body will allow it. Because sometimes you start fasting, your body's like, "This ain't gonna work, buddy," and then you pick up and start eating again. And you try it again, 2 or 3 weeks. But just try to dial back your carbs to nothing. And even if you're eating 3 meals a day, still eventually you're going to find out that you're going to be like, I'm not really that hungry right now. Maybe I could just go to 2 meals a day. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that happened with you, but, and then after a while eating all this fatty meat, you're like, oh, look, I didn't eat at all today. Maybe I go ahead and eat this 1 meal. And then it's like, you just kind of fall into fasting, man, for real. That's what happened with me anyway.
Definitely.
And I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. I'm
No,
I'm just a dude that's lost a lot of weight and, trying to save my life. So.
Yeah, man. That's an awesome story, dude. I'm going to wrap it up here.
Yeah,
but,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Only reason is my battery's dying.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No problem, man.
But thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on with me today, man. And it was an awesome story, man.
Yeah.
I send those photos over to
I will.
you, man.
I will here just shortly, in fact.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Dude.
Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy.
So
Good seeing you
awesome,
again, man.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm wrapping it up, guys. Thank you for listening. This is Jason Gaddie. I'm Jeremy. Thanks for listening. Check us out on ION or on Instagram at ION S and C. That's where I'm most active. If you got any questions or anything else, and you can hit up Jason too. He's on all the
YouTube,
I'll put his link up there so you can all that stuff. You can hit him up and ask him any more deeper questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Right on.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right.
Have a good one,
man. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.